I have a question for you all today. Please use the chat to write down your response. When renting a house, I A. Repair damaged or broken parts. Invest money to add value and curb appeal to the property. I am comfortable spending my money in the place that I am currently living. B. I spend my money in items that are relatively low cost and I fix things using some YouTube videos. I bought things that are not fixed to the house and that I could take with me when I move out. C. I keep the house in the original way. I do not spend too much, not even in furniture. That is not my property. I prefer to save my money and effort for my own house. My answer is B. In 2016, I rent a house. We did exactly that. We spent money in some things that were going to provide a better quality life and family time, but we also had in mind that it was not our house, that it didn't belong to us, so we did not invest all our time, energy, and money there. Today, briefly, I will share part of my story with you and how creating a culture of belonging and intentionally creating an environment where employees think they can make a contribution, whatever they have to bring and offer, it is so important. My name is Veronica Bensby. I was born in a beautiful tropical paradise. I was born in Puerto Rico. I was raised in that colorful culture of resilient people formed by the mix of three races. I am Puerto Rican. I am a Puerto Rican woman who is proud of her cultural background. My maternal abuela, Elba Fernandez, was a strong señora with a pale skin and blue eyes. My abuelo, Antoliano Perez, was a brown-skinned señor. As them, my mother, Isabel Maria Perez Fernandez, was born in the Dominican Republic. She migrated to Puerto Rico when she was 18 years old. Her life was not easy. As an illegal Dominicana, she had to work very hard to stay alive and safe and to get her American citizenship. I never met my paternal grandparents. My father, Luis Alberto de Jesus Santiago, had beautiful eyes and he came from a very poor family. My parents married when I was 3. We are 6 siblings. In 2007, I married the love of my life, my best friend, Manuel, after 6.5 years of relationship. His family is also a very colorful potpourri. We have 3 children. All of them were born at home, surrounded by family and love. In 2008, I graduated summa cum laude from the University of Puerto Rico. I started working as a Spanish teacher and then I transitioned into a bilingual teacher. I obtained great experiences with those awesome children and little by little I became part of the school administration. I was leading graduations, orientations, meetings, and also we started a small tutoring business after school. Life was beautiful. We were growing, we were having fun. That experience didn't last very long. In Puerto Rico, there was a very deep political and economic crisis. Unemployment skyrocketed. By domino effect, we were terribly affected. We lost our apartment and we had to file for bankruptcy. Then we moved to an unfinished rural property. We had each other. We tried to stay positive and work to improve. My husband finished a Juris Doctor with a huge student loan while he was working full-time as a teacher there. But there were no opportunities available for him. We were struggling to meet ends. That's when we decided to challenge ourselves and take a risk. I moved to Texas, to the house of a loving family, and I spent 2 months with them before I was able to rent a house and stand on my own feet. I was very lucky to be called for an interview for a Spanish position at Reagan Middle School. Mr. Rosa Ponton conducted the interview. I remember that most of his questions were not about Spanish skills. Most of them were about classroom management, school culture, relationships, and other things like that. I remember how nervous I was and how confident I felt when I saw the amazing diversity of their team. They did not focus on my accent. They did not focus on my disadvantage of not knowing the Texas educational system and the 20,000 acronyms that we use every day here in schools. They were curious about me, about my background and previous experience. They gave me the opportunity. I started to feel confident about myself. I started to feel positive about the future. I attended the New Teachers Academy. I was very excited that day. On the last day of the New Teachers Academy, we were invited to the Ruthie Jackson Center to join the rest of the new teachers. I remember that we were in round tables and the speaker was explaining the next activity. We needed to choose a speaker to represent the table. I wanted to have the Harry Potter invisibility cape in that moment. And right when I was thinking about that, I heard the question that I was avoiding. A teacher from another campus asked me, "Why don't you represent us for this first round?" I didn't want it. But before I was able to say a word, a colleague from my campus jumped in and kindly said, "It's okay, leave it like that. Don't pressure her. She's sort of a handicap because of her language." I was so embarrassed. I was irritated. I felt humiliated. At least I could say that the rest of the table stood up for me while she tried to explain herself and what she really wanted to say that day. That moment, that experience pulled me back. I started questioning if it was worth to leave my family behind in Puerto Rico while my husband completed the bar and I was able to find a place for us. I was hurting. I missed their birthdays, the beginning of the school year, special programs at school, and I was not there when my son Devanan fell from the gym bleachers. I missed my family so much. I was feeling insecure and I decided to do something about it. One of my goals was to lose some weight and maybe to also make more connections with others. At first, I was connecting only with those who looked like me. But then, I opened up because wonderful people made me feel part of their community. I started achieving some goals, and the teacher of the terrible comment joined me. She changed her approach, and we became friends. She even invited me to her wedding. After 5 long months, my family came to Texas. My husband and children moved to Texas on December 18, 2016. I was over the moon. One of the first activities that we enjoyed was the prairie lights. My kids were enchanted with all the lights. Unexpectedly, they started yelling, "Look, mommy, look, mira, mira." They saw a Hanukkah lights exhibition. We felt part of the community. We felt represented. I started bringing my ideas and talents to my campus. I started implementing innovative strategies, and my students were talking about it. One day, one of my leaders told me, I want to bring the 4 PLC groups to your classroom. I want them to observe how you implement X strategy. It was a great opportunity for exposure. In 2016, my husband and my leaders motivated me to complete a master's degree. I got accepted at UTA to complete the Educational Leadership and Policy Studies master's degree. While keeping up with all the responsibilities of a teacher and my master's degree courses, I joined the LPAC as ESL lead teacher under the phenomenal leadership of Mr. Heft. His selflessness and wisdom helped me to learn a good deal of skills. They gave me the opportunity to develop a pull-out program for ESL students. One of the girls moved from beginners to advanced high in 1 year. Next year, they removed one of my Spanish classes and allowed me to continue developing the program and get involved with leadership experiences. They recommend me for the ESL Bilingual Summer Program, where I work with the newcomers. I proposed to provide some orientations to our ESL community, and they told me, you have green lights, what do you need? We expand those orientations to family fun nights to get to know better our students' families and cultural backgrounds. In 2019, I was selected Teacher of the Year. I felt very grateful and humbled by the trust that my leaders and co-workers placed on me and how well they took care of my needs when Hurricane Maria destroyed the island and my parents were there. I continue growing because they gave me the vision, structure, and the focus, but then they allowed me to add what I had to bring: my expertise, my personality, my leadership style. I wanted to invest myself at that campus because they made me feel part of it. It was our school, it was our vision, it was our community. In December 2019, I graduated. It was a very emotional and special moment. Here in Texas, we were swimming and swimming and swimming, but we were moving forward. We bought our first house in Texas, and we started making improvements and investing resources because of that sense of belonging. Our district has been in a positive transformation process, a transformation in the way we relate with each other, how we can be the change that we want to see, and how we can be the light, how to connect with others and become a more just, equitable, and inclusive community, how to build talent throughout collaboration and empowering others. In 2020, a dream came true. I received the opportunity to join the amazing team of Teaching and Learning and became the New World Languages and Cultures Facilitator. Woohoo! We are a great and vanguardist school district, but we can and we need to do more. There are more Bensbys out there waiting for someone to see them, to invite them, to trust them. Diversity and inclusion are just the beginning, but are not enough. Belonging is a fundamental need for human beings.